Welcome back. With the start of the school year now just around the corner, the stress is real, especially for families with students. So it's only fitting that August has been designated as National Wellness Month. Today we are looking at some of the barriers that you could have in your life to being healthier. We want to talk to Dr. Bitner now with True Women's Health to get some advice on these things. It seems like, of course, time is a huge barrier for so many people. Maybe poor sleep, like some of us on the morning show, and of course also diet is another huge barrier.
It really is. It cracks me up when people say, I was just told to eat more fish, and I don't like fish, or fish is not in my budget. Like, I don't know how to make fish. I had a patient from Italy, and she's like, we don't eat chicken breast and broccoli, right?
Yeah.
So we have to think about, in a practical way, what are our barriers? Because if we don't think about them that way, then we can't solve for them.
Sure. And I mean, it's as easy as going to the store and maybe getting some fruits, over junk food maybe.
Exactly. So it's finding those little steps that actually make sense for you and your family, right? If it's time, how can you just sneak in a 10-minute or whatever. So these are real barriers. Is it that your back hurts and we need to get PT? Is it that your feet hurt and you have plantar fasciitis? We've got to work on that, right? So these barriers can add up, and then all of a sudden people aren't eating well or exercising, and then 20 pounds later it's like, ugh, what do I do?
Yeah, and of course it's a give or take. Obviously, if you sacrifice on your health now, you'll feel that in the long term.
100%.
And maybe if you sacrifice your Sunday to meal prep, then you have more time during the week, so maybe it balances out.
Exactly. So it's making those small changes. If it's food insecurity, how do you make sure and get a handle on that? How do you look for resources? If it's food security is not an issue for you, again, it's meal prepping. If you're on the go with your kids with sports, do you pack some high protein wraps and some good fruit and all that, so you're eating well, you're not trying to eat at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, maybe put it out the night before, save yourself time in the morning. Jacksonville, Florida is doing something really interesting, kind of focusing on health, talking about blue zones.
Yes.
What is that?
So blue zones is a whole other topic, but blue zones are areas in the world where people live routinely to over 100.
Wow.
And they do a couple things really well. There's great community support. They focus the diet on lean protein, high fiber carbs such as vegetables and lean grains, whole grains, and also they're very active. So like in Italy, they're walking up and down hills, right? But in Jacksonville, they're trying to really overcome those barriers. So making exercise together an issue, like community support, looking at community refrigerators for people with food insecurity, or they just don't know.
Yeah, and looking at a real life example, let's talk about Jane here quickly.
Yeah, so Jane, she went to her doctor, her blood pressure's up, she's working 2 jobs, she's single mom, and she's like, they told me to eat fish and exercise more. Like, how am I supposed to do that? So what we let her know is that there is a income-based program at the YMCA. So she called, and at the YMCA, there's childcare. There were times available for her. There were classes on how to eat that would fit her lifestyle, and it just made all the difference. So it's just flipping the mindset from, these aren't excuses, they're barriers, and let's figure it out.
Barriers, and there are solutions to a lot of these barriers. Okay, what is your takeaway tip for us?
Takeaway tip is list your barriers, and then they're less daunting when you make a list and think, how am I going to figure it out? So list your barriers.
And it feels really good when you make a list and then cross each item out,
so
if you're able to. All right, Dr. Bitner, thank you so much. Appreciate you as always. We'll be right back after this.